This is the Hoftime Report with Idaho Freedom Foundation President Wayne Hoffman, one of Idaho's most respected, influential public policy voices.
Hey, welcome back. Guess what time it is? Yes, once again, it's time to reveal our Statist of the Week. The competition is fierce. Who's going to be most deserving of this week's honors? Maybe there are multiple people who will glow red hot under the statism spotlight. Last week, we had a crowded 34 winners, for crying out loud. 34, that's a lot. Well, let's end the suspense because this week's winner is none other than Carl Crabtree, state senator from Grangeville, Idaho. I had the pleasure of being in Grangeville several days ago for Idaho County's Lincoln Day event. In fact, it was in Green Creek. I was there and Carl Crabtree was there. Now, Carl, as a member of the state legislature, he serves on 3 committees, the Senate Education Committee, Transportation, and the Budget Committee. So you'd expect that Carl would come back home and talk about all that he's been doing down in Boise, like working on education issues or transportation issues or budget issues. But alas, in fact, Carl was the architect of the bill that gives political cover to Idaho's colleges and universities so that they can continue their social justice indoctrination. Carl's budget takes a mere $400,000 out of Boise State University's budget and nothing out of the budgets for the other 4-year schools that are engaged in social justice indoctrination. But did Carl talk about that? Did he defend his budget or the other budgets he was involved in writing that would give millions of dollars to left-leaning organizations so they can preach critical race theory to preschoolers? Nope, not in the slightest. What did Carl talk about when he was up at the Lincoln Day event? Carl talked about the state of the economy, tax relief, and Congressman Mike Simpson's plan to get rid of the 4 lower Snake River dams. Those issues are important, but they're not issues that Carl has been working on. At the dinner, Carl handed out an op-ed he wrote opposing the breaching of Idaho's dams. Dam breaching, by the way, would definitely hurt Idaho's state economy, but apart from writing about it, Carl has virtually no role in this issue, not at the State House. So Carl was handing out copies of his op-ed, but he wasn't talking about the indoctrination of Idaho's young children, which would also hurt the state's economy and is a major part of Carl's job at the Capitol. On both education and budget committees, he has oversight, and Carl had an audience full of people waiting to hear what he's been working on down in Boise, and he didn't even mention it, didn't bring it up, didn't talk about it for 1 second. Why did Carl refuse to talk about the things he's actually working on? Because that's what statists do. They vote to increase the size and scope of government. They give cover to government employees to keep doing whatever they've been doing. And then they go back home and talk about the things that they think will make them sound conservative. Carl's voting record is very clear. All you have to do is take a look at the Idaho Spending Index on the Idaho Freedom Foundation website. It was 21% in 2019, 10% in 2020. And this year so far, Carl's Spending Index rating is 0, meaning he votes for big government budgets every single time. On containing spending, there is virtually no daylight between Carl and the liberal Boise Democrats. It's very typical for statists working in our state capitol to do this. Don't talk about what you're really doing. Talk instead about other things. If anyone questions you, why just yell, "Nancy Pelosi!" and change the topic and live to grow government another day. And that's why Carl Crabtree is this week's Statist of the Week. Congrats, Carl. Who should be next week's winner? Drop me a note at wayne@idahofreedom.org and let me know. And be sure to subscribe to this program and hit the like button. Until next time, thanks for watching.
You've been listening to the Hoftime Report with Wayne Hoffman. Be sure to visit idahofreedom.org for Wayne's articles, IFF research, and show notes from today's episode.